rebuild of the Tamiya Aero Avante on the DF-02 chassis. I think you should have seen earlier the dismantling of my old chassis, and I've chucked the old chassis in the bin, and we've now got this new chassis already. I can't say that word whenever I'm on camera. And as I hope you can see, I've tried to do some strengthening with some alley plates and screws and stuff, which I think I've got a bit of a video explaining what I did there, so we'll carry on with the rebuild. It's not going to be as in-depth as some of my other builds, because as you'll possibly have seen from me dismantling, I haven't taken it completely and utterly apart, just enough to clean up. So we'll get on. As you can see, I didn't take the diffs apart because it's not been that long since I dismantled it last time to repair the other chassis that I'd got. So we're going to miss out step 1 and we're going to go to step 2, which is attaching differential gear rear. And this is the prop shaft housing, and I've got all the other bits here. There's 2 bearings we need, a 2x10mm bar, and the spur gear 70 tooth, and one of the bevel gears. And there are a couple of notes to say make sure that the 2x10mm shaft doesn't fall out, otherwise you'll get no front wheel drive. There's another note somewhere, I can't see it. There's a diagram here showing you the position of this part, which is I haven't got a part number, A12. And it looks like you don't push it all the way home. And this is the other note that I've missed, which is note direction. And if you can see, I hope, that one edge has a slight bevel. It is really difficult to see, to be perfectly honest, and then the other side is completely flat, and I believe the flat end goes up against sort of the bearing, if you like. But the other thing it does note is to give it a bit of grease. So I'm going to go over both faces with some grease. No, I think that's it. It's been that long, I can't remember, but I think it's just meant to hold the bar in place. But we'll see when we come to stick it together. We've then got the other bearing, and the bevel gear goes on like so. And then it should just drop in there like that, and then we can move on to the next step. My mistake. The next step is to enclose all of that with part A11, and as I hope you can see, I've gone over the surfaces with some grease, and that just pops on like so. And then we've got 3 screws, 1, 2, 3 to screw it up, and then we can move on to the next step. Step 3 is installing the prop shaft, and we're just going to pop a bit of grease on these bone joints, because basically this is going to be enclosed, and we're also going to install the other end of the prop shaft ready. And there's a note here that says to help installing the prop shaft you might want to stand the chassis upright, so I think we'll do that. But as you can see here, it goes inside this tunnel, this bit here, and then we got part A9 which encloses it all. And I think it's a bit fiddly, if I remember correctly, getting these bearings lined up, so we'll just give it a go, I think. Try and work the bearings. Can't get hold of it. There we go. That's it. There we go. That's finally in. And you might be able to see that's whizzing round. And then it's just a case of screwing in 6 countersunk screws in there. The next step I'm going to show you is installing the front diff, which is step 6, and I think this could be a little bit tricky because we've had to install the bevel gear first. Normally when you install the prop shaft, that goes on once the differential's installed, and again I've already made this up, well, quite a few years ago now, I've got to say. And then we just need to pop that in like so. Not too bad at all. And then again we've got the cover with 3 screws to screw it in place again, and again I've already gone round with the grease, and I've already put the front damper stay on, and that clips over this mount here. I think that's part will be for the body mount, if memory serves me correctly, and it pushes on. And then we've just got the 3 screws, 1, 2 and 3. So we'll get that sorted. Okay, so here we have the front and rear diffs installed again, and the prop shaft and all the screws screwed in, ready. So we can now move on to adding the motor. Now before I do this, I hope you can see, if it focuses, was the pinion gear I took off on the strip down, and I hope you can see that it's really worn. It's a Tamiya aluminium one, and for some reason it's 17 tooth, but in the manual it says the stock one that's supplied is 19 tooth. So I've managed to find this one, which is a steel one, and it is 19 tooth, so I'm going to be using that. And for the motor mount, it's going to mean these top and bottom holes here to mount it on, so I'll get that done and we'll get back to you. Once you've mounted the motor plate and test fitted it, shall we say, to adjust the pinion gear, you can simply slot it in, and then we just need to pop on the spur gear pinion gear cover, and unlike some of the other Tamiya kits, the motor plate isn't screwed to the chassis. It's just this housing that holds it in place, and then we got 1, 2, 3, 4 screws to hold it all down, and the motor's installed. And with that, I think I'll call it a day and end the video here. I hope you've enjoyed watching, and look forward to seeing you on the next one. Cheers, bye.